Hi there, beginner coaches. How are you guys? I hope you're having a fabulous Wednesday. Really exciting news. We just signed up our third and our fourth member of our 10K Elite Squad starting in January next year. So we're still looking for 11, but we're definitely on track to hitting those. So I'm making this video for you guys, firstly to brag, yay, and celebrate win. And the second thing is, after the sales conversations that I had this morning with I had one this morning with a beautiful, gorgeous human being who has just joined us in the program. And one of the challenges she was facing was feeling like a bit of a fraud, or she was feeling challenged in converting. She had all these leads, like hundreds of leads, and only 3 paying clients. So the problem was not lead generation. The problem was in what we discovered was she didn't genuinely believe in her program, because her feedback was, it's really interesting. I've signed up 3 people and they're really getting results. And I found that very interesting because her expression and her response seemed like she was surprised, which told me that she didn't believe in her program yet. Now, that's something that I have found is super common amongst coaches when they're first starting out. I definitely experienced this for myself, and I think a lot of it is because of expectation. So what I want to really spend today's video talking about is sharing with you why this sense of imposter syndrome or feeling like a fraud, where it really comes from, and how you can actually overcome that for yourself. Because if you're feeling like a fraud, your clients and your prospects are going to feel that, and that's really going to impact your sales results and your business results as well. So why is it important, and why does it actually happen? Now, I think a lot of the reason why imposter syndrome comes about is because of expectation. So often when you go into a coaching school or you're surrounded by lots of successful people, when people are successful, sometimes, which is often, I find 12, 24, maybe like probably 2 to 3 years down the track. And when you're 2 to 3 plus years down the track, you easily forget what the journey was like when you first began. Because by then you've had all this market business experience, you've had all these client experience, so you know what works, you know what doesn't work. And you kind of forget the initial struggle that you faced when you were a coach with no paying clients and you had to ask for money. You've kind of forgotten that. So let me share with you, maybe from my experience, what I had to go through, and maybe you can resonate with this and then take stuff away from it and apply it to yourself. So I remember when I first started the coaching school that I was at, they said, Cal, I've got 2 people who've joined me. Come in and say hello, gang. Let me know who's there. They were like, just said to the school in general, they were like, okay, when you first start out, you should really charge at a minimum $100 a session, and then bring it up to $150. Like, that's pretty standard. And me as a beginner coach with 0 coaching experience in my life, let alone life experience, like I was 25 or 24, 25 at the time when I started coaching. Give me 1 second. I just need to... It's so funny that my home phone is ringing because no one even knows our landline. I don't even know what our home phone number is, so it's probably some annoying telemarketer. Sorry, too busy for your call right now. Hi, Quang, how are you? So, Quang, we're talking about imposter syndrome. So when I first started, they said, you need to charge this amount. And so what I did was I took it at face value that, wow, someone with 0 experience, I need to go out there, and the first person I sign up, it needs to be a paying client where I charge $100 and $150. And naturally, guys, confidence and competence are intricately related. The more competence you build in something, the more confident you'll start to feel. Think about any skill that you've developed over time. It always started from a place where you didn't know how to do it. So did you have a lot of confidence in it? I remember when I first started Bikram yoga, and I'm in a hot, steamy room, like 40 degrees for a good 90 minutes. Being in a room that hot where you're drenching in sweat and you're doing these really uncomfortable, intense bends, right? Where my body was not used to it at all. 60 minutes was a stretch, let alone 90 minutes. So in the beginning, I actually came out of it. Well, I remember the first time around, I actually huffed and puffed so much that I didn't go back to Bikram yoga for a year because I was like, I'm not going back in that room. I felt like I was going to die. I was actually going to die. And my mom was like, Claire, you're not going to die. And I was like, no, seriously, I was going to die. And she's like, well, you're not dead. And I'm like, but I was going to die. So I had no confidence in myself to be able to handle it, to get back in the room again for a year. Because during that year, I trained more, I had more stamina, I had more determination, I built up a lot of my mindset, all of that stuff. And a year later when I went back, I was stronger. But it was still challenging because it was a year since I'd gone back in the room. So I had to go consistently. And this was right 5 years ago when I had like a long-term breakup, shattered me. I just needed a sense of purpose. So I found purpose in going to yoga, doing a challenge consistently. And I went like 4 or 5 times a week. Now, because I was going so intensely, my skill set and my confidence grew very, very quickly because I had that experience and I knew I had all these reference points that, hey, Cal, you can do this and you're not going to die. So I kept doing that over a period of time and eventually I felt confident doing it. Now, the same thing applies to business and to sales and to coaching. Now, if you go out there and you're coaching someone for the very first time and you've never coached before, you're using new scripts, new models, new techniques, trying to understand how to be present and create rapport and validate and ask empowering questions and ask laser questions, you're just like chunked out, right? So baby steps. Have one session. So initially I started off just pro bono. I pro bono coached probably about 15 to 20 people and I offered each of them 6 free sessions and then I transitioned them into paying clients or I got referrals or testimonials from them. But I had to start and add value first and build up my credibility and my confidence before I charged. And I think that's actually how it should be. That's how business should be. We should always be under-promising, over-delivering, exceeding expectations time and time and time and time and time again. That's what builds brand equity, guys. You cannot just go out there. I remember some of the coaching schools that I joined, they're like, how much do you want to charge? I'm like, they're like, if you could charge anything, what would you want to charge? I'm like, I don't know, 3, 5K. Now we charge 10K for the 10K Elite Squad program. But at the time I was like 3, 5K. But because I'd never achieved that before in my life, it seemed impossible. I felt like a fraud because I was like, I haven't earned this yet. I don't actually know. How do I know that whatever I'm promising I can actually deliver on? I don't. So how do I know that I should actually be charging 2K just because you told me so? Just because someone tells you to charge a certain amount, guys, I don't care who it is, how successful they are, or how many clients they have, unless it feels congruent for you, you charge how much you feel you're deserving of charging. People say, oh, it's your self-worth. Know your self-worth more. Your self-worth will improve and increase the more experience and the more competency you develop. You don't just decide I'm worthy of money. I've heard that so many times and I actually think that's absolute BS. You only genuinely believe in that self-worth once you've got the results to back the play. So my recommendation to you, which is what we teach our clients in the 10K Elite Squad, is create a program and test it. Actually pilot it. It's like Kraft peanut butter, right? They wouldn't launch a brand new product, investing all this marketing into it, putting it on shelves, shipping it off to, China to have it manufactured and then shipped back to Australia. They wouldn't do all of that unless they actually tested the market and discovered whether or not the market actually wants this. So the same goes for coaching and business. You need to test your product first. Know that it works. Know that it's something that the market actually wants. Know that it's something that people will actually pay money for, and that if people applied it, they would get results from it. So if it's a health program, will people actually lose weight from it? Will their eating patterns actually improve? Will their emotional eating disappear as a result of you doing the program? If you don't, keep testing, keep tweaking until you develop a program that works. So you may be like, you might be thinking right now, okay, Carol, so I developed this program, but how do I actually, how do I test it and get people to pay at the same time? This is my recommendation. Either do it for free or discount it significantly so that it's just like a bargain for people to buy. So to give you guys some insight, the 10K Elite Squad program that we're running, we're actually going to significantly reduce it between now and January, because I'm looking for raving fans. I want to make sure that we have 15 people in the program who I deliver epic value to, and I don't even care. Like, they're paying, like, I kid you not, they're paying, less than half that amount. Less than half. It's usually 10K, it's not. But have a conversation with me offline about this. It's a ridiculously low price, because I want people to just be like, oh my gosh, yes, I want that thing. Because I know that when they come in the program, I can help them. And I'll keep tweaking until we help them get the results that they're after. And then at the end of the 6 months, we'll have raving fans, raving testimonials, which will become my best form of marketing. That's what I suggest to you, is offer something either for free or at a significantly discounted value, investment, and add epic value, and then deliver an epic outcome. Do whatever it takes to get the result for your client. And then from that, once you've built the competency and you've got the results to back the play, then raise your prices. But you are not entitled. And this is like such a firm belief of mine. You are not entitled. We are not entitled to charge more than we actually provide. It's unethical. It's bad business. And we should not do that at all. Ever do that. And if you do that, you will feel like an imposter. You will feel like a fraud, because that's where imposter and fraud syndromes comes from. It comes from you not believing in what you're actually selling. Because if you genuinely believed it, and trust me, if you've done something in your life where you've got the results, maybe it's you've overcome emotional eating. Maybe it's, you've left a job that you hate and now you're in a job that you love. Unless you've got the results, you will dream about it and it sounds fantastical, but in reality, you're like, shit, I don't actually know how to deliver on this. And that's what will happen if you don't actually test it first. So see this as a long-term strategy. We're not here for a magic pill, magic bullet. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't. We're here for the long haul. We're here to help and change lives, like genuinely create transformation, create results for our clients. And for us to do that, you need to see this as a business, which is a long-term game where you only offer products that the market wants, that the market is asking for, that adds value to the market. Do not sell something that doesn't deliver. That is awful business. Okay, that is my rant. So share with me, guys, when you rewatch this later on, because I know that this applies to so many of you, because I went through it, which means that if I experience it, likelihood is someone else out there is also experiencing this. Share with me, what are you learning from this video? How is it relevant for you right now? I'd love to know, because whatever your responses are, teaches and educates me as a mentor to learn what resources I need to create or what support I need to give you guys to help you guys get to the next level in your coaching business. All right, so I want to see where your thinking is at. And please tag a friend in it. It's a friend who you know will benefit from this video. And yeah, I look forward to hearing what your results are. All right, team, have a phenomenal Wednesday, and I will chat to you really soon. Bye, guys.